Welcome to our channel where history comes alive through stories, art and culture. In today's video, we invite you to join us on a richly illustrated journey filled with beautiful visuals, detailed artwork and photographs that bring the world of Brussels and Flemish tapestries to life. Sit back and enjoy the visuals, and let's explore the golden age of weaving together. Brussels and the Golden Age of Flemish Tapestries, a woven legacy. In the heart of Europe lies Brussels, a city known today for chocolate, waffles and political institutions. But 5 centuries ago, it was famous for something far more majestic: tapestries. Not just any tapestries, but vast shimmering wall hangings that draped the halls of kings and popes. They told stories of battles, myths and faith, and they made Brussels the tapestry capital of the world. Today, we travel back to the looms of the 15th and 16th centuries to discover how Brussels and the Flemish region became the center of an art form that still inspires today. Flanders had been a hub of textile production since the Middle Ages. Wool from England, dyes from across Europe, and skilled weavers from local towns fueled a thriving cloth trade. In the 12th and 13th centuries, Arras was a leader in tapestry production. Its Arras cloth was famous across Europe, both as installation for cold stone walls as a display of wealth. But when political upheaval struck Arras in the 15th century, many of its master weavers fled north into cities like Bruges, Oudenaarde, and above all Brussels. By the early 1400s, Brussels had all ingredients for success: wealthy patrons from the Burgundian court, access to quality materials, and a skilled labor force. In 1447, the city established strict regulations for tapestry production. The Guild of Saint-Luc, which governed artists and artisans, enforced quality standards so rigorous that only tapestries meeting them could bear the coveted Brussels mark, 2 capital B's woven into the border. This mark became a medieval guarantee of luxury, much like the designer label today. The Burgundian dukes ruled over much of the Low Countries and were among Europe's most extravagant art patrons. Philip the Good commissioned vast series of tapestries depicting romances, tournaments, and biblical stories. Charles the Bold continued this tradition, using tapestries not just for decoration but for diplomacy. When rulers traveled, they could not take frescoes or stained glass with them, but they could pack tapestries. A set of Brussels-made hangings could turn any temporary court into a palace. The process began with a cartoon, a full-scale painting designed by a master artist. In Brussels, this often meant names like Bernard van Orly or Pieter Koeke van Aalst, weavers who used the finest wool for strength, silk for shine, and in the most prestigious commissions, gold and silver thread for opulence. They wove from the back of the loom, reading the cartoon in reverse. It was painstaking work. A single large tapestry could take years to complete and cost the equivalent of a warship. Popular themes included biblical narratives, the Act of the Apostles, designed by Raphael, woven in Brussels for the Vatican, classical myths and scenes from antiquity, and lavish hunting scenes such as the Hunt of Maximilian. These tapestries were more than art, they were political propaganda. A ruler commissioning a scene of victory or divine right was making a statement to all who entered the room. By the 16th century, Brussels workshops supplied courts in Spain, France, England, and even the Ottoman Empire. Henry VIII of England was an obsessive collector, owning over 2,700 pieces, many from Brussels. The Vatican also turned to Brussels for its most important commissions: the Raphael-designed Act of the Apostles tapestries, woven in Brussels around 1517 and 1521. The late 16th century brought turmoil: the 80 Years' War between Spain and the Dutch Republic, religious conflicts and economic disruptions took a toll. Yet Brussels managed to adapt. under Spanish rule it continued to produce high-quality tapestries, often in the Grand Baroque style favored by Louis XIV of France. By the 18th century, change was inevitable. Cheaper printed textiles and wallpaper offered the decorative alternatives that could be produced quickly and affordably. The slow, costly process of hand-weaving tapestries could not compete with industrial production. Workshops closed and the golden age faded. In the 19th century, Romanticism revived interest in medieval and Renaissance art. Brussels workshops reopened to produce reproductions and historic styles for museums and private collectors. Today, Brussels and Flemish tapestries can be found in the Louvre, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Vatican, and countless other collections. They remain a symbol of craftsmanship, artistry, and cultural prestige. The next time you see a Flemish tapestry, remember, it's more than decoration. It's a woven time capsule, telling the story of a city, a region, and the golden threads of Europe's history. Thank you for watching and listening to this video. A special thanks to my dear friend Peter, who always gives me good advice and inspires me with wonderful ideas. And of course, a heartfelt thank you to all of you, our viewers, for your time and support. Your interest in history and art keeps this channel alive. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of Brussels and Flemish tapestries, I invite you to explore any of my other videos for more fascinating stories from the past.